The 2018 Red Sox season finally upon us. It was the offseason that brought us Alex Cora as the new manager and J.D. Martinez finally in the middle of the Red Sox order. Chris, with those two big changes, still nobody's talking about this Red Sox team. What do you think it would take for people to really start creating a buzz about the 2018 Red Sox?
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. I mean, you know, there's plenty of storylines. There's no shortage in terms of new manager, a slugger right in the middle of the order. So you're not missing any of those. But I think it's going to take a real lovable group of guys, kind of similar to the 2004 team where you're going to have fans really, you know, kind of meshing in with the team and feeling a connection there. Otherwise, it's kind of dead a little bit at the moment.
See, but I don't see any Johnny Gomes on that roster now.
There's not. And maybe that's going to be an issue in terms of, you know, how the fans react to this team. I'm not really sure, but you're right. There's no real glue guy similar to Gomes.
I think something to keep a really close eye on in the first couple of weeks, not only how Alex Cora manages the team on the field, how he handles the personalities off the field, inside that clubhouse, because he says on the radio that we're going to have to trust the process, to steal an expression from Philadelphia, but trust the process, don't get worried about the results. Well, that's great until you hit your first 5-game skid.
Right, and it's easier said than done when you have personalities like Dustin Pedroia, like Chris Sale, like David Price in there. You know, it's not just a ragtag bunch. You got a giant payroll here. So it's not that simple. You know, it's a great piece. It's a great soundbite, but you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens when he hits that first slate, you know, when, say, David Price loses 3 starts in a row. How's he going to deal with that? So how he reacts to the first negatives of the season is really going to stick out to me, too.
I'm really curious to see how J.D. Martinez does because I think he's going to have a sensational year. He couldn't have really done that much better in spring training, though he didn't have a single home run. I mean, people are going to point to that and say, well, where is the power? Well, I think a lot of that power is eventually going to show up throughout the season.
Yeah, I hope so. And I'm also interested to see how he impacts Hanley Ramirez, just to give him a little buffer. You know, the pressure for Hanley being, you know, one of the main power bats in the lineup is now taken down a little bit. And so I think that could help Hanley. But again, it's another big bat. It's another big ego in the locker room. So with all these personalities, you got to wonder how that's going to impact someone like Hanley Ramirez.
Watch 2 names at the top of the order. Mookie Betts and Andrew Benintendi had vastly different spring trainings. Mookie Betts struggled. Andrew Benintendi, one of their very best hitters.
Yeah, and sticking with the outfield, I'm also interested in Jackie Bradley. You know, he's had consistency issues in the past. We saw that last year. And so seeing how he can kind of find his form consistently throughout the year is another storyline that I want to keep an eye on.
And that'll be a wrap for now.